What if the most meaningful thing you can do is embrace a task that you know is ultimately pointless? This is the profound paradox at the heart of Albert Camus' interpretation of the myth of Sisyphus. For those unfamiliar, Sisyphus was a king condemned by the gods to roll a massive boulder up a mountain for eternity, only to watch it roll back down each time he neared the summit. Recently, I've been grappling with my own seemingly futile endeavors, and this ancient myth has become startlingly relevant. Camus saw Sisyphus not as a tragic figure, but as what he called the absurd hero. To understand why, we need to grasp Camus' philosophy of the absurd. He proposed that human beings have an innate desire to find meaning and purpose in life, but the universe itself is silent, offering no answers. This fundamental conflict, our search for meaning in a meaningless void, is the absurd. Unlike existentialists who try to construct meaning, or nihilists who surrender to despair, Camus suggests a third path, embracing the absurdity itself. He asks us to imagine Sisyphus happy. The struggle itself toward the heights is enough to fill a man's heart, but what does this look like in practice? Camus illustrates it through his novel. The stranger, the protagonist, Massault, is a man utterly detached from the values and judgments of society. He is put on trial, and the court is less concerned with his crime than with his apparent indifference to life's conventional meanings. He represents the absurd individual, aware of life's meaninglessness and therefore free from its artificial constraints. His rebellion is a quiet one, a refusal to play by rules he sees as arbitrary. This brings us back to Sisyphus. His punishment is the epitome of futility, yet, Camus finds his freedom in a specific moment, the walk back down the mountain. In that descent, Sisyphus is fully conscious of his fate. He doesn't hope for a different outcome. He accepts it. And in that acceptance, he transcends it. He becomes superior to his fate. He owns his struggle. So, how does this ancient myth apply to our modern lives? We all face our own boulders. Perhaps it's a creative project that seems destined for obscurity, a relationship that requires constant work, or a career path that feels like a grind. Society often judges these endeavors by their measurable outcomes: success, recognition, profit. But the absurdist perspective asks a radical question: what if we freed ourselves from that judgment? If nothing has inherent meaning, then the meaning we assign is entirely our own creation. The futile pursuit you cherish is no less meaningful than the conventionally worthy path you reject. The fear of failure, the sting of mockery, these only have power if we grant it to them. This is where the philosophy becomes truly liberating. We are constantly subscribing to societal scripts about what constitutes a valuable life. We chase promotions, accolades, and external validation, often at the cost of our own inner compass. The absurd hero unsubscribes. They choose their values consciously, not because a god, a parent, or a culture dictates them, but because they have chosen to embrace that particular struggle. Now, a crucial question arises: if life is meaningless, why not end it? Camus addresses this directly. He argues that suicide is not the answer, it is the negation of the question. The true revolt against the absurd is to live, and to live with passion, despite the lack of ultimate meaning. It is to say yes to the experience itself, to the quantity and quality of life, even in the face of its inherent futility. Your boulder is yours alone. The value is in the pushing. So, I return to my own Sisyphean task. What does it matter if it's futile? In a universe without preordained purpose, my endeavor is no more or less futile than any other. The real failure would be to never try, to be paralyzed by the fear of what others might think. Sisyphus, in his endless, pointless labor, has become an eternal symbol. He accomplished nothing, and yet his story has provided profound meaning for millennia. His perseverance in the face of certain failure is his triumph. This is the power of the absurd embrace. It transforms futility into a kind of freedom. It allows us to find joy not in the outcome, but in the engagement with our chosen struggle. If this perspective helps you carry your own boulder a little further today, please support this channel by liking this video. This is Winds of Thought, exploring the ideas that give life depth.